Priscilla's Paper Crafts. I'm Priscilla Ivler, and today's a beautiful fall day. I love the colors of autumn, don't you? Let's make a card with those colors. Today we'll make this card, which I think totally shows off all the colors of fall. And we're going to be using the Soft Seedling set, one of my favorites. Very simple set, but really pretty, and it's got very nice fonts for the sentiments here. I really like this. So in order to make this card, you're going to need a piece of Cajun Craze cardstock. This is cut to 4 1/4 by 11. Then I have a piece of pumpkin pie, which this is silly measurements, and you can always change this on your own, but I cut mine to 4 1/16 by 5 5/16. This will give me a nice layer, but still have room for my vanilla cardstock. I took a piece of very vanilla cardstock and I cut it to 5 inches by 5 1/2. We're going to cut this down after we've made our palette with the different leaves. We'll figure out the part that we like best and cut it to the right size. And finally, I have a little piece of very vanilla, which is 7/8 inches by 3 1/4. This, of course, will vary depending on what kind of greeting you're using. I'm going to set these aside, and we're going to start with our very vanilla and our largest stamp. Now you probably can see I have a whole bunch of colors up here. I've got Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, Garden Green, and Soft Suede. And these are the colors we're going to be using. I also have a dauber, sponge dauber, for each of these colors. And this is the reason that you get those beautiful colors in your card. The different colors here is because we're going to add them with the sponge dauber. So let's begin. And I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is my Daffodil Delight. And we're going to be doing this several times. And I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to set this down, and just dab some color on my stamp. And I had noticed that when I'm looking out my window and I have maple trees, I live on a green space, and I have maple trees out there, and I noticed that a lot of them turn colors kind of from the ends, the lighter color. And then I'll take a little pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to kind of go a little bit higher, more inside of the leaf. And then I think I'll use a little cherry cobbler on this one. They'll all end up looking a little bit different. And finally, for my stem, I'm going to take a little garden green. And I've got both garden green and soft suede for this. So now, once I have that, I am going to huff. I want to make sure I've got it all covered, and it looks like I've got ink everywhere. That will just re-moisten my ink. And then I'm just going to stamp. It's a big stamp. Oh, love it. Okay, I'm going to clean it off. And we're going to start again. And I'll use different colors. Let's go some Cajun Craze this time. And that will go a little bit more towards the center of my stamp. And then we'll put some more pumpkin pie further out. And I'll finish up with some more Daffodil Delight. Mango Melody is another really pretty color for this. I did not choose that today, but you can certainly try that one. And I think we'll use a little soft suede for my stem on this one. Okay. And you'll see I've got a bigger piece of very vanilla, and the reason for that is because it looks very similar to the first one, but very pretty. The reason I've got that is because, oops. Okay, just lost my train of thought as I'm doing that. So let's go on. It'll come back. All right. Now I'm going to try some green. So my garden green, I'm just going to kind of put through my leaf. Then I'm going to take some cherry cobbler. And kind of blend that in there. And I'll go back to some garden green for the stems. Let's go over here. Oh yeah, pretty, huh? This is such a fun technique because you never know what you're going to get. It's all different. And I'm going to do one more up in the top here. Let's go with some Cajun Craze. I got a rattle somewhere on my table. Sorry about that, if you hear that. And we'll use a little cherry cobbler, I think. Kind of over and through. And I'll finish with some Daffodil Delight on the tips. And go with soft suede for our stem here. All right. Nice. Now I'm going to take my little helicopter. This is a little helicopter seed. And I'm going to do a little bit more, same kind of thing. Just some dabbing, colors. This is just going to fill in a few of the little blank spots for us here. Hey, come back here. And these we just fit in wherever they fit. You don't have to get the whole thing. It's just going to give us a little bit more, just to fill in some of the spaces. Oh, that's pretty. If you don't want too much ink on this, you have to kind of clean it off in between. Let's just use a little Cajun Craze with a little green on this one. And that's probably going to do it. So I'm going to set this aside. Now, I'm going to cut it down to size. And I want this, as I said, I had this piece of pumpkin pie cut to 4 1/16 by 5 5/16. So now I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And this is where, the reason I did a little larger is I'm going to pick out the parts that I like. There's not a lot over here, so I'm going to cut down this side first. And we'll kind of just get it down to size. And let's do a little on the bottom because there's not a lot going on down there. I want this to be the long part. Let's see if it's 5 5/16. Okay, I'm happy with that. Move the paper trimmer. Now, before I mount that, I want to show you a trick to make these colors pop. I'm going to take some Pool Party ink with a blending brush. And this is kind of the trick to make this look so pretty. Always start off your paper. So I'm going to go here. This is a very, very light tone. But it's just going to give you a little bit of that pretty background And I'm going to just kind of make my edges stand out a little bit more too, with a little bit more of the Pool Party, a little bit heavier on the edges. There we go. Okay, I'm liking that. Oh, let's see, I think I popped this one up. I did. I used my dimensionals for this layer. And we don't want it to sag in the middle, so here we are. And our greeting. I'm going to do this one in Cajun Craze, making this into a thank you card. And paper snips are, okay, paper trimmer. I don't want this quite so long. And again, I'm going to take my Pool Party and my blending brush and just give that a little bit of color in the background. And to finish this card off, I have a bone folder. And I've got some brushed metallic adhesive backed dots. And what's pretty about this is these come in some really nice fall colors. I could either use like a Mossy Meadow one, but I think I'm going to go with the more of the copper. And I'll take one of these middle-sized ones and a large one. Oop, how do you get over there? Right there. Take your pick tool, great tool. And there's our card. Here's the one from before and today's card. Hope you like that. Give it a try. It's a great way using your sponge daubers and your blending brush to make a really pretty card. Thanks for watching.